Everyone, and welcome to this video on how you can correctly set up your online business. So today is all going to be about teaching you the foundations of an online business, the elements that successful online businesses are using, and how well they work with each other. So hopefully this training is simple. It is split into parts, um, and hopefully it's, like I said, it's as simple as possible. It provides you with a lot of value, and obviously, I hope it does solve some of your problems. A lot of what I'm going to talk about today has been some of the problems of many of the clients I've been working with throughout the years of really building online businesses. And so I hope that it solves a problem, but I hope it also educates you quite a lot. So without further ado, we'll just go into it. I just want to mention something really quickly. I know we're fortunate to have the internet around us and you can build online businesses. Remember, it's no different to having a physical business. So even before the internet, how you would approach setting up a business is exactly the same way of how you want to approach setting up an online business. We are incredibly fortunate to have not only the internet but tools and softwares that can help us in that basically for free. um, there's so many ways we can utilize today's technology. And so yeah, this is just one disclaimer I just wanted to put, so you can understand that you know every element I'm going to go through, why they are so important. So you're going to learn today it's three keys to any successful online business. So this is like the blueprint side of things. I need you to understand that before you start any online business, these are the three things I want you to check. And after checking that blueprint, you then go and start building the business. I'll then talk about how you can build a foundation of an online business. So it's not just having one thing; it's a series of elements that work together really, really well, and that hopefully can run on autopilot if you put a lot of resources in. Again, why each element is going to be as important as each other, and how missing um, one of these steps that I'm going to mention could have massive implications, and it may be the problem solver that you know. If you're suffering with your business right now, if you do have an existing business and you don't think it's scaling as much, check out the elements I'm going to show you, and then maybe that could be the answer. Okay, so we're going to just get straight into it and let's look at the blueprint side of things. So I always mention that your product and service has to be valuable, and what I mean by that is that if you're passionate about something and you really want to impact people's lives in a good way, meaning you want to serve the people with your idea, then you have nothing to worry about. You do have a valuable product and service. One thing I will mention is faith. You need to absolutely 100% believe in your product or service, because if you do, then it's your moral obligation to sell as hard as you can. So make sure that whatever you're going to do in terms of your business is something that you enjoy doing. And the second thing I'm going to go through is branding. So I've worked with a lot of people that actually have probably taken this the wrong way. A lot of people try to be too perfect when it comes to building their brand, and sometimes end up spending thousands of pounds without doing any sort of trial and error on the first part, which was the valuable product or service. So I'm going to go into showing you an example of some of the biggest companies in the world that didn't need to really focus on branding first off. So, and it will be really, really interesting. But I will be also showing you tools that you can use for branding, and it takes a couple of minutes to create your own logo. And I hopefully in another video I'll show you exactly what that software is, but I will be mentioning it in this presentation. Then the third thing we're going to go through is copy. It's the most overlooked part of the blueprint that I feel that a lot of people have missed, and it really defines what makes a successful and unsuccessful online business. So I truly say that copy is the defining point of your success or your failure. Um, And what I mean by that is that you want to make your customers feel understood. You're offering a product and service that you're passionate about, but you give no reason why other people should buy it. You just say, I buy this. And that's just the wrong approach to anything. And that's why a lot of businesses, online businesses, have not understood, and they felt it was really easy to go and make money. Yes, you can make a lot of money in the internet. There's no denying that. People sell information products, did marketing, referrals, drop shipping. But if you really get down to it, if you focus on something you are passionate about and you can work on it every single day, and you write really meaningful copy that convinces your leads to become your customers, to then become your lifetime buyers, it's truly powerful. So again, I'll be showing you exactly how these three elements will work together in the next few slides. Okay. Oh, and just recapping, what are you offering to your customers that will better their lives? You know that the most successful companies in the world are problem solvers. They create products and services that help people in a positive way, and they love creating content and building their brand because they chose something that they were passionate about. They chose something that they said, you know what, I could work on this every single day of my life. I would never get bored of it. I'll keep growing with it. And so that's exactly the mindset you need to have, and then the products and services that you would need to choose when it comes to building your business. And you know what, do not worry if you don't have an idea as yet. Remember, the world's out there for you to explore exactly what you're destined for. So make sure that you are learning as much as possible, that you're working on yourself more than you do on the job, um, because self-development for me is very, very important. And that's what I tell everyone I meet, is that you always want to work on something that you love to do. So until you have a product that says, again, it's reminding you. There's a lot of reminding in this sort of presentation, but it's I need you to get into that mindset before we go into exactly elements that you need to build your businesses. So brand simple. So my rule of branding is to start simple, grow, and then improve. Now look at the right hand side, you see some of the most popular companies in the world, right? And look at the before and after pictures, and this is their branding. What this tells me is that they were really focused on their product and service, the feedback. They really focused on whether it worked or not before they even went into investing in branding or rebranding. Remember, when you brand once, it doesn't mean you can't rebrand. You want to start simple. Start as simple as possible, like Lego. Lego just use what I call a Microsoft Word font, and they really thought of exactly, are the children happy with Lego? Will they play with it? Then that was, I think, the focus was, is our product going to work here? And this is exactly what you need to have in terms of mindset, setting your mindset, that you don't need to start off being perfect. No one can start off perfect. That's just one rule of starting any business. You can never be ready. You have to start as soon as possible. Yeah, you're going to make mistakes and trips along the way, but that's the whole point of the journey. People see the tip of the iceberg and not what's underneath it. And so when it came to Lego's like, you know what, we're just going to focus on product here, and that's exactly what I want you to do as well. That you don't need much to invest when it comes to starting off. But I also mentioned that we are blessed to have the internet. So I'm going to show you a few tools, a few tools that I personally use for branding and for posts that I use every single day for my businesses, that will hopefully help yours. So that is Canva. Canva you can use for free, and it's a stunning software. You can build your logos, and really, really decent ones as well. And you don't need to pay anything. You don't need to pay a developer to do it. You could just do it yourself. And it's important that when you start off any business, that you really focus on just selling your product and service, making sure that you can write good copy. Yes, you will need a good copywriter, but you know what, you can also try to write it yourself, and then pass it to a copywriter, then they can refine it. But remember, you love your product and service, so your words will come out there. So I would say just give it a go. But yeah, Canva for branding and Fiverr for branding. So Fiverr is mostly recommended that if you don't have the time, but you just need something as quick as possible. Again, I would recommend you spending over £100 doing branding. If you truly want to have a few things in place, then that's fine. But I focus on businesses that start off making a profit first to then reinvest back into branding. So remember, that's sort of how I advise all my clients, that this is the approach you're going to be taking. Okay, so your words represent your value. So we're going to talk about copy here. So copy is king, and I can't stress that enough. That how important having meaningful copy in either your website, your social media, your emails, how it can transform your business if you don't have this in place. It's the most appreciated value for any successful business. So I spoke to some I spoke to a lot actually of successful online business owners, and I always mention that. I said, "What's the most important to you?" And their answer is almost how we come across to our audience, and it's about what we say and whether whether our passion comes across and they understand it, and we sort of get them sold on our product and service, rather than profit margins or anything like that. And that's such an important thing that people just miss out and they overlook it, that it is really about building that relationship with your customers. So you have to make sure that that is the case when it comes to your business and your product and service. That how do you want to come across? You don't want to bombard them with so many, oh, we do this, we do that. Keep it as simple as possible. Just have this one message and a simple mission, and build your brand. Get people to come and know you. It's really, really powerful when you have it all in. Again, most overlooked, and the best thing of all, it makes your customers feel understood. Listening to your customers is the most vital thing, especially when you go and meet them in person and you're networking. You don't want to overly, I know you will have a lot of pride for your business, and that's fine, but you want to sit there and you want to just listen. You want to spend 90% of the time just listening, then talking, and then the 10% will be like really addressing the problems that they have already. And so this is why what makes any starting business sustain, and that's why I feel it's really, really important. I hope I'm making sense so far. I'm not the best at explaining things, but I do want to stress the importance of what I'm talking about, so I hope it does make sense so far. So yeah, really appreciate your feedback, especially at the end of this presentation of this two-part series. Okay, so we are going into the foundations of an online business. Now, this will be part 2, but hopefully you enjoyed part 1 about the copy side of things, the branding, and the valuable product and service. Really the blueprint that you need to start, any product or service that you have in line. So I hope this helps so far. We'll see you in part 2 for the foundations of an online business. Take care.